Welcome to Shrimperscast with me, Steve Mansfield.
And me, Paul Hill, on today's mini-pod.
A bruising bank holiday weekend for Blues as they lose away at Barnet before a 2-2 thriller with Daggers at the Hall.
Dodgy defending or trigger-happy refs lead to Southend conceding pens in consecutive games.
But it's not all doom and gloom, with plenty of chances created and a certain Gus Scott-Morris continuing his improbable push for the Golden Boot.
And we look ahead to Fylde away this Saturday.
Hello and welcome to Shrimperscast. I'm here with Paul Hill. How you doing, Mr. Paul?
Ahoy! All the better for seeing you, Squire. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. We've just had a bit of an adventure out the front of my house, haven't we? Last week we talked about the parking being bad. This time there was loads of parking spaces, but I couldn't park in one because my car broke down halfway into a space.
Car drama.
And Paul came to the rescue. Paul turned up as I was in this stressful situation and gave me a jump, and we sorted it, didn't we?
Just about.
It took us about 3 times as long as it would have done.
3/4 of an hour.
If you were a real man. For all those real men out there listening. But we got there in the end.
We had to call your dad, didn't we?
We had to call my dad.
How did we jumpstart a car, Dad?
Despite following numerous online guides. But anyway, we did solve it.
Yeah, well done, Daddy Mansfield. We got there.
Cheers, Dad. Shout out to Dad. The car is still knackered. So, hopefully we'll get it fixed. If not, I might treat myself something nice. Yeah,
get a new one.
Get rid of the banger and get something nice.
Get a new whip, bruv.
Exactly, German whip. So, moving on from cars.
Yeah.
What we're here to talk about is Southend United. Paul, you went to 2 games this week. So, unusually, and I guess because of the bank holiday, they played Saturday and then Monday. So, very, very little recovery time. And you went to both. So, the first was away at Barnet. How was the journey?
Yeah, not too bad. So I took my youngest, little Sydney, to her first ever away game. She loved it. Great atmosphere. The journey wasn't too bad. It's only Barnet, isn't it? You know what I mean? The weather was a bit, dribbly. But apart from that, we just went up there, and it was just amazing walking in to that Southend, because I missed last season. So I was like, right, I'm definitely not missing this one. And I got in there, and what an atmosphere in that ground. I mean,
how many fans did they take?
Oh, well, we outnumbered them by about 274, if the reports are correct. But yeah, we had well over 1,600, and it was incredible. What a noise we made. They've only got 3 sides, haven't they, down at the Hive? Not quite a Hive, really, is it? It's but there we are. But no, great atmosphere, and I really enjoyed the game. The kids really enjoyed it too. Obviously, being their first away game, you want them to see something quite entertaining and, get the bug for the Blues, which, mission accomplished there, I think. But, great atmosphere and, good game. I enjoyed it, even though we lost. But, I didn't think we deserved to lose that one, to be fair. Yeah.
Looked like there were lots of chances created. Southend probably, on another day could have come away with the points. I mean, I'm only talking from the highlights, so you've got a lot more insight than I have.
Well, I thought we started quite well. Our Cards had a couple of chances early on, and we were playing all right, moving forward. But then they've got double the wage budget reportedly.
Oh, really?
Apparently so, or something along them lines. We know they've recruited well anyway, but you could start to tell they were finding like gaps on that right hand side, and we're putting together some slick moves, and you could tell they're going to be right up there at the end of the season. Very slick in their movement and their passing. They had some good efforts as well, and but it was the more they were trying, you think actually we're containing this side quite well, and if we were to hit them on the break and just don't go mad, we might get away with a result here. But the
so they scored on 31 minutes.
Yeah,
took the wind out of.
To be honest, I thought we could have cleared it better. It was, he came out. We mentioned him in the game before. Was it Chapman, the guy they signed from Bradford? And but he was, what was he, about edge of the area? And
it was a great strike.
It was good.
It was great. I think it was a little bit further out than that. It was
maybe a bit. Well, where I was sitting, it was. It looked like he was just
with your eyes as well.
Yep, with my one good eye. Yeah, but you could tell Colin though he was frustrated that it beat him.
Yeah,
he thought he could have done better, but I was kind of to the left of the goal.
Yeah,
near the corner flag really. So maybe my angles were a bit skewed.
Yeah.
But, you could tell he was frustrated as the ball went in, and heads going down at half time. You're thinking, oh right, we need to come out fighting, and we did. We played some great stuff in that second half. Like absolutely hammered their goal, and you're thinking, oh, we're going to win this. But it wasn't to be.
But Scott Morris, so, I mean, we'll talk about him again in a minute, because he cannot stop scoring from sort of, right wing back, I suppose. It's slightly more advanced than a traditional right back, but unbelievable. The guy just is, he scored in this, and he scored in the game on Monday at home. He's kind of joint second in the National League top scorers chart. Admittedly, there are about 6 players with 4 goals or something ridiculous, but what a... he was player of the season last year, I think, wasn't he?
I like what our man Chris Phillips just put a tweet out with a lovely picture of our man celebrating, called Goal Scoring Machine.
Yes.
Sums it right up. But,
GSM.
And a well-taken goal. Again, he's got that thing of kind of just happening to be at the right place at the right time, just coming in and, buried it right in front of us.
Yeah.
Lovely. Really good stuff. And you're thinking... we were, it was all with us at that point, and you're thinking, oh, right, we've just scored, now we're going to go on and win it, and then we gave away, I think, a bit of a needless pen, really.
So there were 2 penalties in these 2 games conceded by Southend. This one probably was a penalty.
From where I was, because I think it was Miley just kind of, took him out, got wrong side of him, and took him out, and you're thinking, that looked a bit, from where we were, looking with my one good eye, that's probably a pen. Yeah. But I guess we'll talk about the farcical other one.
We'll talk about that in a moment.
But,
we were purring about George Moncur last week after he came off the bench for his debut. He was on the bench again at Barnet and started the next game. But how was he coming off the bench at Barnet?
Oh, man, he just changes games, doesn't he?
It's exciting,
He's getting there. You can see the fitness is getting there, and he was making some great touches, great movement, wanting to make things happen. Very vocal on the pitch. You can see him, he's pointing away, chattering to his teammates, getting things moving. And, he just looks like a quality player for this division. And just unlucky he couldn't really get much going. For Barnet when he came on, because they did come at us when we went 2-1 down. You're thinking the heads were a little bit down. They hit the bar as well. Well, our ex-man Zach Brunt hit the bar late on, and you're just thinking, it's just not going to be our day. But there was a good ding dong actually between Ralphie and Brunt. They were really having a good go at each other. That was entertaining. But the one guy who really stood up for me, was their number 10 instead. He was, you could tell he's a great player, and he caused trouble for us throughout the game, I thought. But, would I say 2-1's a fair result? Not really. We could have done with coming away from a point would have been a fair result. But I did like what their manager did say to us after the game.
Oh, go on.
Because he did say, credit to us, and we're going to be right up there with them fighting for promotion this season. So
nice. And you agree with that? You think Barnet are
they're going to be up there looking
for
at
a
that.
shout.
I know they lost after us, but you could tell, they recruited well. They've got some good players there. So, we'll wait and see what happens when they come back to the hall, eh?
Exactly. Well, the next game followed quickly with Daggers, Dagenham and Redbridge visiting Roots Hall on the bank holiday Monday for a 3 p.m. kickoff. Yeah. And you were at that game as well. I couldn't make it as I had a family commitment. But
yours
sounded like a very entertaining game. Finished 2-2.
Humdinger.
Southend took the lead in 5 minutes through Coker.
Great goal.
Then
have you seen it?
I have, yeah. Oh. Then they conceded a penalty at 29 minutes.
Never a pen.
Which was very soft by all accounts. And then their player Reese put them ahead, 74 minutes, before cometh the hour, cometh the man.
I know.
Again, Gus, with his 4th goal in 5 games, I think, have been played so far. Absolutely on fire. We've already said
outstanding.
It. Brilliant. Just knows where the goal is.
Yeah.
Very, very rare to have a right wing back with that ability to kind of to score. And I guess really complements Bridge, on the other side, having that kind of balance, I guess, with the two players on either side. It's a threat from both positions.
Well, we could have, again, you could say we could have nicked that. I feel for Harry Cardwell at the minute. It's just not falling for him. He could have had a good few goals. He could have scored against Barnet. He could have had a couple against Dagenham. Their keeper made a worldie save, I thought, from Cardwell late on. He put the header down, done really well to get down there and stop him from going in. But Coker, good to see him get off the mark. That was a great goal as well, because Moncur's gone for a shot and it kind of deflected, bounced about, fell to Harry Cardwell, who selfishly held it up, set it up, put it on a plate for Ollie.
It was just that little nice side foot.
Lovely.
Really
lovely move.
Nice finish to the bottom right.
But he went off injured though.
Right.
It was a bit of a worry because... I really rate Coker, and we wish him a very speedy recovery. I hope it's not too bad, because we are quite light now with the depth in the squad. So hopefully we'll bounce back soon.
It was an early injury, wasn't it, on 24 minutes, I think. So that obviously affected the flow of the game. George Moncur got his first start for Southend.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Again. Fantastic. And he was unlucky not to score. I thought, again, he took the ball, not really much on, and then you think, well, where I was in the West, it looked like, it looked like he was bending it into the top corner. It was really close, but the replay was kind of dipped over the middle of the goal. But just the vision, just to have that, and the confidence to have a go from there as well, and it's going to happen for him.
I saw that one on the highlights. It was kind of like a little dipper and like a little cheeky sort of effort. But yeah, like you say, creative thinking on your feet, like getting
Absolutely.
a shot away from when there wasn't.
And
much.
again, he was everywhere. He was tracking back, making him defensive things, getting forward. And we're hearing reports of this twinkle toes that he's got. He likes to, and he's showing flashes of that now.
There's the odd shoulder drop, little touch brings it inside,
and all of that. So
entertaining.
Yeah, and that's what you want, isn't it? You want people off their seats and getting the team moving. And I think when he's at the top of his game, he makes people play better around him as well. So it's kind of raises the morale.
I really noticed that was a part of his game when we saw him last week, and he only played 20 minutes, but he really looked. It was against Boston. He just really looked like one of those players that's always near the ball. Like no matter where the ball is, he was always there. And like a big part of his game was kind of supporting the man with the ball and just kind of following the ball around and just making sure he was kind of always there and open for the pass. So, like you say, hopefully with a bit more game time, a bit more fitness under his belt, he'll be kicking on for Southend.
The worry is though he's a bit injury prone. Okay. Just from what I've seen, like Orient fans and saying, but I think has he had much of a pre-season? I'm not too sure. He said he's been keeping himself fit and in shape. And I think a couple more games in, at this level, it's going to be dynamite. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah.
Could be a season-changing loan sign-in for Southend. So, Paul, thank you for those reports. And we are going to take a little break now. It's only a mini-pod this week. We don't have a guest on this show, but Paul is working very hard behind the scenes, trying to line a few guests up for the
couple of bangers lined up.
Couple of fingers crossed for the next few weeks. So keep an eye on your socials and whatnot for news on that. We'll take a little break now, and then we'll be back with Paul's previews for Fylde away at the weekend.
Hooray!
Welcome back to Shrimperscast, and now it's time for everyone's favourite part of the show.
Paul's previews.
Paul, we're used to double headers, but this week it's a single header. That's not a phrase, is it?
No.
A single game. So Fylde away.
Yes, indeed. And
what have you got for us? What have you got for us?
I'm looking forward to this one because we've got a decent record away at Fylde. Played one, won one.
Can't get better than that, can you? 100% record.
There we go.
Isn't that the same as Southend's record against Man United?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There we are. Unlucky, but there we go. So yes, last time we were there, Waldron and the Cards scoring, giving us a 2-0 victory, and I'm expecting the same this season, sir, because Fylde in the league, they've had a bit of a wobbly start. So they started off with a win over Solihull, which was a fairly decent result, really, considering what Solihull achieved last season. Beat them 3-2. But then since then, they've drawn 2, lost 2, scoring 6, conceding 8. However, they are unbeaten at home this season with that win, and then they drew. But cannot really see them getting any better at the minute, because they drew with Maidenhead 0-0. And then they lost to Wildstone last time out. Now, I expect these teams to be in and around them. Yeah. And if we are pushing at that top end of the table this season, we've got to be putting these teams away.
Got to be smashing them,
spiraled. And, of course, apart from my little blip away at Barnet, we're really good on the road, So, yeah, we need to put that right. Again, we were unlucky, I thought, to lose out a game at Barnet. And same at Daggers, it was great to get the draw, but we should have won that, I feel. So we're going to be, fighting, get back to the winning ways in the National League.
Absolutely. We talked about Gus being this joint second top scorer in the National League at the moment with 4 goals in 5 games. Fylde have the only player with 5 goals so far this season, Nick Horton.
The goal machine.
Well, we've got our goal scoring machine.
Yeah, he's just a goal machine.
Fylde goal Doesn't machine. Work with his initials. NH. Can't think of anything funny.
Not happy.
Nick Horton, not happy.
Yeah.
But he will be the danger. He might not be happy, but he'll be the danger man.
Well, he got a hat trick, didn't he, at the first game of the season? But yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think he hit 18 or something last season. So, yeah, he is a bit of a threat. But they have got some notable players, because their manager, Beach, he's kind of brought in a few of his ex-Carlisle buddies along for the ride down there at Fylde. Who we got going down there? We've got Corey Whelan, again, worked with Beach down at Carlisle. The youngster, Charlie Jolly, they've brought in from Tranmere.
So we've got Not Happy and we've got Charlie Jolly.
Yeah, there we go. Wallop. But who else have they got? Yes, Joe Riley, the former Manchester United Academy whiz kid. Loads of experience in League 1 and 2 with Sheffield United, Bradford, again Carlisle and Walsall. He's only 27. Bit of a good signing for Fylde, I feel, with him. He's going to be a threat. Afranda Zanzala, free agent from Newport. Again, loads of league experience with Barrow, Acton Crew, and your boys, Derby County.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So, they have got players that can bring threat. One guy really stands out for me, who I like the look of, is Patrick Gamble, the right back. He also can play centre half. He's on a season-long loan from Blackburn, where he's the under-21 captain. So, he looks like a right talent. And so he'll be the one, I feel, that could, be one to watch for us. Maybe hijack it when the season-long loan comes in, if he's half decent. Maybe we can pick him up. But, good young player there. But, they have got threats all over the pitch. But they have signed quite a few, 4, 5 or 6, I think, this season. So... but am I worried about them? Not particularly. I'm more worried about Southend, because we are a little bit lacking in men at the moment due to injuries. We're missing Josh Walker with his hamstring. Ollie Kensdale was sick overnight. But it always worries me when we hear that some players are sick, because always, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, oh no, is there a club in for him? Or is something going on there? Yeah. But we hope that's not the case, but we do wish him very well, and I hope he does come back. But yeah, we're missing Kensdale.
Coker went off injured.
Of course, he's injured as well. We know we're probably a few bodies light at the moment, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But have we got enough quality to beat Fylde? Absolutely. I think the boys will be chomping at the bit to get back to winning ways.
Feels a little bit like, they need a bit of a run together. They've got some sort of new players in, and I know the core of the team's kind of stayed the same, but it's only going to help, isn't it, having more training sessions together with the new boys, more game time together. Moncur got his first start, so he might get another start, and that could help them kick on. And yeah. I
mean, one player I think who needs a bit of run out is Jack Wood. I think
he's been getting on from the bench.
Yeah, but he came on against Barnet, and I think it didn't quite work for him, fell for him. Much more improved in the Dagenham game. Of course, he set up the goal for GSM, our own goal scoring machine. But he's getting better with more game time as well. So, and we know he can be a quality player. We know he can score goals as well. Bridge needs a goal. Cards needs a goal. Waldron needs a goal. So I'm going to stick my neck out. I'm going to go for a big fancy 4-0.
Nice. not one to shy away from an optimistic scoreline.
No, I think if it all falls to us, and we drew one, as long as we don't get a dodgy ref who gives a penalty for sneezing on someone.
No more dodgy refs, please.
Oh.
They're all dodgy at this level. Not dodgy. I don't mean dodgy as in corrupt. I just mean they're just a bit
pants.
Often rubbish.
Yes.
Okay, brilliant. Well, thanks very much for joining me on this mini pod today, Paul.
Always a pleasure, never a chore.
And we shall be back next week, hopefully with more of a meaty episode as we seek guests out there in the wild. Good luck with that, Paul.
Yep, will do. We're looking forward to it. Should be fun.
And big thanks to everyone out there listening, and all that's left to say is up the blues.
Up the blues.